Welcome to show 73, and we can represent the show today with a heptagram, which is 7, and a triangle, which is 3. So show number 73, and the 7 can also be represented by a G, all right? That which would be the 7th letter of our alphabet, and in Hebrew, the 7 would be Zayin, all right? And the 7 can be also represented in a different way. It could be represented in cursive. As you can see, this is the cursive of the word Zayin, which cursive leads us to curse, and this is the manual print, but you can see it looks like a hammer. And if you put this together, the number 77 can be represented like this, which you can see the hammer, the tool, and the cursive Zayin, which gives us 77, which I don't know why they chose that number. It's kind of ridiculous, but this is the old way of representing communism, and the new way of showing the same thing without anybody knowing it is the same thing. It is through word magic. That's right. G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. So we have 7 and 7, which again brings us back to it's word magic, numbers and words magic. And the elites have always used the spells over the people so as to control them. I'm going to try to leave a link inside this at the bottom here, and you can probably see some work from somebody else that explains it better than me, because me, I'm an amateur. Okay, so we go back to our triangle here, and we know that it's the number 3, and the number 3 can be represented in different ways. So it could be a W, it could be an N, a 3, or a E. And if you look inside the logo of CNN, when you put it sideways, you will see 33, which has to do with magic. We've already covered that. Now, where was I going to with this? I was going to the Holy Trinity, all right? This is the channel where we kill God, Satan, and Lucifer, and we sort of, got rid of the belief in Jesus. But why the Holy Trinity? Well, the Holy Trinity, if we start asking the Almighty, which happens to be our circle down here, we ask him, why did he choose this? Well, I don't think he chose anything as much of a bunch of witches and druids that decided that they will use a triangle. The Holy Trinity, if the triangle is perfect, would have a 60-degree angle on each corner. Therefore, associating this, because in Hebrew, the 0 doesn't exist, okay? So if the 0 doesn't exist, we are left with witchcraft. And the Holy Trinity, because witchcraft is also in simple gematria 1, 1, 1, well, that would be 3, and that would be 3. All right, so we understand that. And where does this nonsense come from? Well, it comes from this nonsense. Here we go. Now you have to use your witchcraft math. Inside of the flower of life, we have the 3 branches that are developing for the tree of the Kabbalah, which again, we have 33, but we went through that. And this starts off with 6 circles, 6 circles, 6 circles, and the first circle doesn't count because that happens to be consciousness, and it's supposed to be God, and he left for whatever reason because the world wasn't perfect. So we're left with 6, 6, 6, 6. And if you're looking for that circle, he's right over here. When you go at the bottom of the rabbit hole, you can find an invisible circle, and that's your friend God. And the circle has all the attributes of the Almighty, which is he's your one and only God, which has to do with the one surface. And he has no beginning and no end. He's perfect. In other words, he doesn't have any breaks like a triangle or a square. And he's infinite. That has to do with pi. And then you also have the Ark of the Covenant. And you also have, he's radiant, which is a phonetic duality for radiant. So inside of religion, magic was introduced a long time ago, and King James, who also wrote the book on demonology, all right, introduced and put witchcraft inside the Holy Bible. And the word Bible is B-I-B-L-E, and B-I is a prefix, and that means duality. And B-L-E means tendencies. So it's dual tendencies, the holy dual tendencies. But let's keep on going. As we can see, we have a circle here, and we have a moon, which has two angles, and that would be your first letter of the alphabet, because it is perfect, and it's also the first, has one surface, and this is the second letter of the alphabet because it has two angles, and that would be your 1 and 2. So this would be your father, okay? Because the father in Hebrew is written aleph-bet, all right? And that is the phonetic for the word alphabet. And a word can have more than one meaning in Hebrew, because the word aleph is not just the word A, it has different little definitions and meanings behind it, like leader. Aleph was represented like this in the past, and it also means leader, it means ox, it means strength, it means father, it means son, it means man, okay? And bet means house, feminine, and the feminine attributes. So like the word Bethlehem is the house of bread. But in our case, we're looking at this here is aleph-bet, even though it means leader, house. Okay, and is associated to the first letter of the alphabet and the second letter of the alphabet. And that can also be this thing, where you can see the word, the circle and the moon. But what is this? Well, this is aleph, this is the ox. And if you look at an ox, what do you see? You see aleph, which is the ox, and bet. So probably Baal and all the other gods with these horn gods was probably some sort of associated with the first letter and the second letter of the aleph-bet. And the aleph-bet is the word ok. It's the cult of Ok. Now, I have very little information on the cult of Ok, but you can find the word Ok in the word occult, and that's where it comes from. It comes from this nonsense, and occult can be built with this. And yeah, we went through the circle, and this was the first representation of aleph, which was the ox. Anyway, so we went through all that. Now we're going to look at a little bit of our friend here, magic. When you get involved in magic, well, there's a lot of bad things. You don't know you're actually involved in magic, but this is the symbol of magic through the numbers. A triangle has 3 corners, 3 sides, 3 corners, 3 sides, so that's your number 33, and that's associated to magic. And when you are saying amen at the end of a prayer, that also equals 33, so you're conjuring up magic. So all the religions come out of this nonsense, and you can probably see aleph and bet here at the moon and the sun. The sun has a circle, and he's also radiant, but anyways, that being said, 33 is up there. We already know it means magic. And if we look at our symbols that are hidden inside the Kabbalah, it all starts with magic. And the people that associated the word magic with 2 triangles, so that equals 33, now you could start understanding that everything was created through magic. And it's no coincidence, it just makes sense through witchcraft. And if you look at the cube over here, well, you can see lots of people are under spells here. There's the cube, and this is square, and this is, they're doing circles. They're in white and they're in black. And the reason white and black is because the word white equals 65 in gematria, and 6 plus 5 equals 11, and black equals 29, and 2 plus 9 equals 11, and you're back at the beginning of magic, because one side's black, one side's black, and the other side's white. So one word can mean different things, and one symbol has different meaning, and it can be represented in different ways. So the word aleph-bet, which is here, as you can understand through your witchcraft gymnastics, mental gymnastics, the circle is associated to the first letter of the alphabet, which is the ox, and this is bet. So aleph-bet and occult all lead us back to the father, which is the first letter of the alphabet and the second letter of the alphabet, and that's your witchcraft for today. That's it. And you can see the little cow here, and you can see the little cow here. Anyways, have a nice day.